Road in Centilla Drive.
Okay, and as you're coming, up to that intersection, are you able to see anything?
Not yet. You're coming in, and it comes, if you're in my driver's seat, it starts to bear to the left. So
Okay.
it's a curve you gotta make before I get to that intersection.
Okay, if we can just pause there. Here. And this has already been admitted to evidence, page 47. Are you able to see that
Yes, ma'am.
on your screen? Okay. So, what are we looking at here?
You're looking at, this is the intersection of Centilla Drive and Mullins Road.
Okay.
And this is taken from the actual, scene.
So, do you see on page 47 your path of travel to that intersection?
Yes, ma'am. If you look in the furthest distance, that lighter colored bar with the sun shining on.
Actually, let's do this. Mr. Minshew, Dad, do you mind if he steps down? If he can technically just the points on that?
To this picture?
Yes. If that's all right.
I'm not sure if I can see.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't you be careful stepping down? If you could just project, so everybody can hear you. And do me a favor, don't touch the screen.
And if you want to, you can use my mic and just kind of use this pen, so we don't touch the screen.
You can go.
Right there.
Yeah, no, just, if you just, why is he coming down then?
I was just gonna have him point
Oh,
like
on the
that.
document?
Right, if that's all right.
Can everybody see if he stands there?
And just remember to project your voice. Thank you. Okay, so show us where you were coming from.
So, this road here,
Mm-hmm.
I was way back, okay, opposite. I was way back here. I'm
Okay,
coming this direction.
and what road is that you're driving down?
And that is still Centilla Drive.
The Bill Drive, okay, so have you already passed the house in question, the 219, 220 Secilla? At that point? Yeah, you can sit down.
I have not, I was around the area.
Okay.
This house, I don't know exactly where it was,
Okay,
but I was in the area of those particular addresses.
so you said you were turning the corner, and was your view clear at the point when you're turning the corner, or was there something obstructing your
Yeah,
view?
even as I get further down that road, if you notice where I was pointing at, the very center of the screen, yep, to your right there, there's a very tall, large head of bushes. So again, you still gotta come around the curve, and then I can see the intersection, but to the left of it, which is where the scene is, I wasn't able to see that until I cleared those bushes.
So you cleared those bushes that we're just pointing to, okay. So at the point where you cleared those bushes, what were you able to see?
Once I seen got past there, I looked over and I noticed, there was, two white males, one was waving their hand, flagging me down.
Okay? And, how long did it take for you to encounter the scene from when you heard the shot?
Probably a minute.
About a minute or
I
so?
think it's a minute, yeah, it was, approximately.
Okay, so you saw two white males and you said one was waving you down?
Yes, ma'am.
So what did you do after that?
I continued going forward, did not know what the situation was at the time.
Okay.
See someone flagging me down for calling me over.
Okay,
I continued driving until I got through that intersection, and I parked the patrol car and got out of the car.
did you see any other officers on scene, or were you the first officer on scene?
No, ma'am, I was the first officer there.
So at the point where you get to the intersection, what do?
When I get out of the intersection, as I'm exiting my patrol car, I immediately hit my Axon body camera, which is located on the center of my chest. It takes a double tap to turn it on. I got out of my car and to see what was going on, and I seen two males there in front of me, and I observed a black male laying in the middle of the roadway, and he was covered in blood.
Okay, the two men who you encountered, what were they doing?
One was just kind of pacing in a small area, just walking. The other doing the same thing, just pacing and walking in a small area there.
Okay, now, as the first officer on scene, what's your focus?
My first focus to any scene, including this one, is officer safety. So when I get to a scene, I scan the area to see if there's any immediate threats, and then scan the area for any victims that need emergency medical aid.
Okay, time to take you on the docket. Another big case that we are following and tracking here on Court TV. This is one out of Missouri. It's the snake breeder murder trial. Ted Romans has more first.
Ben Rennick was one of the country's preeminent snake breeders. Rennick appeared at reptile shows selling his snakes to enthusiasts all over the country. That ended in June of 2017 when he was found dead at his breeding facility.
I thought he'd been attacked by a snake, because his skull was crushed. But he was standing exactly where he always stood, right there in the facility.
Sam Rennick is Ben's brother. He got the panicked call that night from Ben's wife, Lynn Lee.
It wasn't until well after the police arrived that I was told that he was actually murdered by a gun, by a weapon, and I found that very hard to believe. I couldn't wrap my mind around it. Nobody would ever want to hurt Ben.
According to police, Ben was the victim of multiple gunshot wounds, with one being a contact wound to the head. Nothing was stolen, and based on where his body was found, investigators seemed to be convinced of one thing, that the killer was known to Rennick. But Ben's murder went unsolved for more than 2 years, until a break. Identified only as BB in the police report, he broke the case wide open with information leading to the arrest of Ben's wife, Lynn Lee Rennick, and her ex-boyfriend, Michael Humphrey. The two are charged with first-degree murder in the death of Ben Rennick. According to the probable cause affidavit, BB told police he was having an affair with Lynn Lee while she was married to Ben. They continued to see each other after Ben died, even fathering a child with her. According to BB, Lynn Lee told him she feared Ben would divorce her over the money problems with the spa. So, with the help of ex-boyfriend Michael Humphrey, she planned to shoot Ben after a previous poisoning attempt failed to kill him. BB told police that Lynn Lee and Humphrey went to the snake farm. Lynn Lee told Ben that Humphrey was an old friend who wanted to see the snakes. After a tour, they returned to the car to retrieve a gun. BB told police Lynn Lee walked in with the gun and shot Ben multiple times. Lynn Lee and Humphrey then returned to Lynn Lee's spa business, where Lynn Lee took off her clothes and took a shower, giving the clothes to Humphrey to dispose of with the gun and shell casings.
It was a huge relief. We were happy to finally get some answers. However, of course, they were ugly. Hearing that she attempted to poison him, all of that was new news to us. Finding out that she was having an affair was something we were completely taken. We were shocked. We couldn't have imagined that. That's not the Lynn Lee we knew.
All right, take a look, folks. We've got a trial date. It is December 6th. Missouri versus Lynn Lee Rennick, the snake breeder murder trial, right here on your front row seat to justice. When we come back, we'll take you back inside the courtroom in Brunswick, Georgia, as we continue to watch the testimony of the first responding officer to the shooting death of the model.
Do you use Viagra or Cialis? Have you been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? What if we could promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for Viagra, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and have 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call us right now and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for Viagra. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in an unmarked package.
Call us right now, 800-339-1334, 800-339-1334. That's 800-339-1334. Get a free Thanksgiving dinner with Ibotta, with 100% cash back on turkey, potatoes, veggies, and more. Relax, dinner's covered, because the best things in life are free. Download the Ibotta app to get your free Thanksgiving dinner.
Here's to hard workers, the hold it down good jobbers, the big paycheck stretchers. Here's to the bad to fair credit scores, and those bills were just a little bit late. At Good to Go, we see you. We know you have the drive, you just can't afford to drive. Good to Go is here to give you auto insurance when others won't. For as little as $20 down and low monthly payments, Good to Go makes it easy to get approved, insured, and back on the road fast. Get the coverage you need, instant proof of insurance, and be on your way. We know you're going places. Let us help you get there. When others say no, we say you're good to go. Visit goodtogo.com.
With Bonfire, you can easily fundraise by selling custom shirts online. Upload your artwork or create a design right on our website. In these unique times, you can still make a difference. Fundraise with custom shirts today on bonfire.com.
Managing your money can be hard, but what if there was a secret financial control center that helped you organize your spending, manage unwanted subscriptions, and lower your bills? Download Truebill, your all-in-one finance app.
The holidays are coming, so attention shoppers! Do not make another purchase without going to BeFrugal.com. Get ready to shop. The highest cashback rates at your favorite online stores guaranteed, up to 40%. If you shop online for anything, why wouldn't you use BeFrugal? Right? And it's easy to use. Just go to BeFrugal.com, sign up for free, then start shopping. Not a couple thousand stores like similar sites, but over 5,000 of the top online retailers with exclusive coupons and deals that are guaranteed to work. On top of the cashback you receive on every purchase. No wonder the ratings are so high. I use BeFrugal for clothes, travel, and gift shopping. We furnish our entire condo with BeFrugal. The kitchen, the living room, and the baby.
We got $534 cash back.
And you get paid fast by check, gift card, PayPal, or even direct deposit. Join now for free and get a $10 welcome bonus. Browse, shop, get paid. Start holiday shopping today at BeFrugal.com.
I've always been prone to hair thinning.
I was under a lot of stress. I was getting older.
I started taking Nutrafol.
Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement.
I am back to me.
Start your hair growth journey at Nutrafol.com.
Letting go of my diamond ring was really hard, but selling it for the best price was simple with Worthy.com. They evaluate your jewelry to help you understand what it's actually worth. Then they auction it to their network of professional buyers. Get more for your jewelry with Worthy.com.
Let's show the world what it means to be a fan. The world's largest collection of fan gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
Officer Ricky Minshew was the first responding officer to the scene of the shooting of Ahmaud Arbery. And in this part of his testimony, he describes what he did once he saw Ahmaud's body in the middle of the day lying in the middle of the room. Take a look.
Okay.
In this case, once I observed the body laying there and covered in blood, I went ahead and communicated with dispatch and summoned the emergency medical personnel to the scene. And then the focus from that point is for scene security, scene integrity.
Okay.
My job is to make sure that the scene stays in its natural state that it was found and changes least amount as possible.
And why is that?
It's just important for when investigators get there that scene integrity keeps everything the way it was originally. That way, throughout their investigation, they can see how everything was, including evidence and victim where people are positioned and laying at.
When you arrived on scene, did you see any vehicles?
Yes, ma'am. When I arrived on scene, directly in front of me, behind where the body was laying in the scene, there was a white F-150. And then right behind that one was a black Chevrolet Silverado truck.
And are those two vehicles commonly known as pickup trucks?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you mentioned the black male that was lying in the street. How did he appear?
He appeared to be, he was wearing a white t-shirt, he had khakis and white tennis shoes. He appeared to be unresponsive to his surroundings. He appeared to be deceased. He was covered in blood, the back of his shirt. The majority of the back of the shirt was covered in blood. And up underneath him, he had bled out to the point that the blood was exceeding the perimeter of his body. So he was laying face down on his stomach in the puddle of blood.
Okay. Did you hear any kind of sounds at all coming from the deceased male?
Yes, ma'am. I heard it's like an animal breathing. I've always heard it being called a death rattle.
And is that a sound that you had heard before?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When?
I've responded to a suicide and to multiple vehicle fatalities where it's been at the people's last moment after death.
Okay, and you heard it those times?
And I heard the same type sound, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, seeing that, did you attempt any CPR or anything like that on the deceased male?
I did not know.
Okay. Why not?
Well, when I got there, I did not know any of the people or any of the facts or circumstances to what had happened. The only thing I knew that I observed was a body laying in the middle of the roadway that had just bled out, and it was by apparent gunfire. So, being that I was the only officer on scene, without having any other police units to watch my back, there was no way that I could switch my attention to anything medical and still be able to watch my surroundings and watch out for my own safety. And I also did not have the adequate medical training. My uniform and patrol car was not equipped either with any type of medical supplies and medical equipment that would suffice working on any gunshot or a critical injury.
What did you have in your vehicle? Did you have any kind of first aid kit?
Yes, ma'am. I had a small first aid pouch. It's probably approximately the average size of an open hand. And inside of that was things that were made for like minor cuts and things like that. It had like band-aids, ointment, antiseptic wipes.
Okay. Now, the males who you saw on scene, do you see them in the courtroom today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, do you see a person by the name of William Bryan in the courtroom today?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you need to stand, you can do that. Can you point him out and describe what he's wearing?
Yes, ma'am. It's going to be the gentleman here on the very end, blue overcoat, khaki pants, wearing glasses.
And Your Honor, I would like the record to reflect that he just identified Defendant Bryan. Now, do you see someone by the name of Greg McMichael, who you saw on scene?
Yes, ma'am. It's going to be the fourth from the very end here. It's going to be a black tie, black overcoat, and glasses as well.
And Judge, if the record could reflect that he has identified Defendant Greg McMichael. Do you see Travis McMichael, who you also saw on the scene that day?
Yes, ma'am. Fourth over from this lady here. It's going to be he's going to have glasses on and a gray overcoat.
Okay. Judge, let the record reflect that he has just identified Travis McMichael. Thank you, Mr. Minshew. Now, when you're on scene, did you immediately see any weapons?
When I got on scene, I didn't see them off the bat. Actually, I did see a shotgun laying over in a grassy yard.
Okay.
It was going to be pretty much directly behind where I originally saw Travis standing when I got there.
Okay. And was there anything notable about the shotgun?
Yes, ma'am. It was it had blood. It was a significant amount of blood on the shotgun as well.
Okay. During the time that you were on scene, did you see any other weapons?
Yes, ma'am. I after a good few minutes that I passed, I observed a silver revolver handgun in the passenger seat of the white F-150.
Okay. Passenger seat of the white F-150. Okay. Now, did other officers then arrive on scene there to assist you?
Yes, ma'am. Second unit, throughout the investigation, media showed up, but second unit to arrive was Officer Duggan.
Okay. And did Officer Duggan render aid to the deceased male?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you put up any kind of crime scene tape or anything like that?
I did. That's part of the crime scene integrity, is to set up a perimeter around the border of what you think at that time is going to consist of all the evidence. It keeps people from walking inside of the perimeter.
Court TV legal correspondent Julie Janae is in Brunswick, Georgia, and has a look ahead to what's in store tomorrow inside the court.
Vinny, coming up tomorrow, these jurors are going to be returning here to the Glenn County, Georgia courthouse to hear more prosecution testimony through witnesses, namely Officer Jeffrey Brandon Berry. He's an initial investigator on the scene of Ahmaud Arbery's shooting death, and his body camera footage was rolling, his body camera rather, was rolling, and that footage is something that we anticipate is going to be entered into evidence, at least in part. There were a lot of arguments at the end of the day over how much of that footage will be shown and whether or not the defense is going to try and add to what the prosecution wants to get in as far as statements. The discussion about these videos and the evidence that these parties are still trying to work out as they go, there was some issue with that at the end of the day from those who are here supporting Ahmaud Arbery's family. Take a listen.
All these issues could lead to a considerable delay of the case, and I hope that the judge will work with counsel to figure out a way to move that forward, and that it's important that we have this trial proceed, and that the evidence is presented to the jury so that the jury can make a really correct decision, and a decision based on evidence and not on all kinds of chicanery from different lawyers. So we are here, as we always have been since the first day of this trial, doing only one thing: demanding justice.
The judge may hear some motions in the morning, but ultimately these jurors were asked to come back at 9 o'clock here at the courthouse. Reporting in Brunswick, Georgia, Julia Janae with Court TV.
Another big day tomorrow, 2 trials right here in your front row seat to justice. Before we go tonight, I have a picture I need to show you. Take a look. This is a child who should be home, 16 years old, Heaven Gardner from Van Nuys, California, missing since October 10th of this year. If you see her, please call 1-800-THE-LOST, 911, or the LA Police Department.